Hi, in this video I'm going to have a little introduction to MymathLab. The way you access MymathLab is you can either go to My Services after you log in. There's a little plus sign with the MyLabs Plus, or you can just click on this plus icon. Inside of Blackboard I have directions in the Getting Started button. Let me scroll down. It's in the MyLabs Plus. This handout PDF file gives you information about how to get into the MyLabs Plus. We go through our internet, our website. But what you can also do is you can have direct access to the website. It's really Pearson Education that manages the website, not Yavapai. And it's just hooked into our system. But sometimes when our system is down, it's nice just to go through the actual outside of our system directly to the Pearson site. And this tells you how to get a username and a password to get in externally. Alright, so the first thing you need before you can get in is an access code. So you can either purchase this at the Yavapai bookstore, a standalone MyLabs Plus code, or you can purchase it bundled with a hard copy textbook. It's not required to have the textbook. Or if you purchase the code somewhere else, please make sure it's a MyLabs Plus code, because just a regular MyMathLab code will not work with our system. You can also purchase it right away as you're trying to enter the course. It'll prompt you for the access code, and it'll also give you the option to buy now. And if you do that, it's a little cheaper, but you have to have a credit card to do that. And if you're on financial aid or anything like that, then you probably want to go through the bookstore. All right, so once you access my math class and click on the link, as soon as you click on an assignment, it's going to give you a prompt with the license agreement. Click I accept, and then it will ask you for your code. And then this goes through how you can do the buy now option. Okay. And if you don't have a code up front and you can't afford it, there's a temporary access option that I'll show you where that's at, that you can use for 2 weeks. But you have to wait until that expires to type in the other code. If you buy a code before that time and then type it in, you'll have 2 accounts, and you don't want that. There's technical support if you're having trouble. I've got information here. So how do we get to MyLabs? We go right to our home page. You click on the plus sign. Find our course. You'll just have one show up unless you're taking a couple of math classes. Let's see, spring. So here's what our course looks like. Here's the front page. Before you do anything on this announcement, please run the browser check. And what this does is it will go through and make sure that your computer has everything loaded that you need to be able to watch the videos and actually run the homework program. If this had a little red X somewhere, then it would show details and it would take you to a place to download. These are all free, by the way. It would help you download the free items that you need. Alright, one really nice feature is this has the textbook. If you click on chapter contents, I'll just pick section 1.1. There are videos for this section. If you click on that, oh, there is no section 1.1, by the way. Section 1.2. If you click on videos, there are 2 videos for section 1.2. For the first few chapters, I also linked these in Blackboard, so you can watch them here or you can watch them in Blackboard. There's a multimedia e-text. So this one came up to page 5. This looks exactly like page 5 in the textbook. So that's why you don't have to actually buy the book. What the really nice thing is, though, is this has a little bit more interactive. Right here there's an active stats, an activity, these little icons. This gives you some additional resources, and then there are videos that go with this particular example. So as you go through the book, it's a little more interactive, not just the book, but it also has some extra added bonus features. When you look at examples, this little icon means there's a you try it problem where you can read the example, try one, and then it'll give you feedback about how you did on that particular problem. This doesn't count towards homework. It's just a little practice problem as you read through the book. Okay, so that's a nice feature. So that's the textbook. It's already housed in here. Then if you look at Course Home, if you need temporary access, if you click on Course Home, temporary access comes up. If I click on that, it'll give you a temporary code that you can copy and then paste, so you have access for 2 weeks. When you're ready to do homework, you click on the homework button. I have the first homework open so you can practice a little bit. So if you click on that, the first homework is 2 chapters, so it has 32 questions. So I'm just going to start with question 1. These are programmed so that you get 3 tries for a question. So what's a voluntary response sample? I'm just going to guess. Check answer. Oh, pretty good. So if you get it correctly, then you'll get a well done, and it's right. It'll put a green check up there, and then you can go on to the next one. You can do these in any order, and you notice the little yellow box that comes up? There's a problem in the textbook in the exercise set similar to this problem if you want extra practice. So let's look at another problem. Let me see. So what if you get something wrong? Okay, I've got it. On multiple choice you get 2 tries, but on other problems you get more. So what happens is if it's wrong, it'll tell you what the correct answer is, and it'll put a little red check right there. So you get 3 problems. So you can click on similar exercise and it will give you another problem. And if you get that one right, then it will replace the incorrect. So you get 3 tries and 3 problems for every homework question. So as you're working through, let's say you get to a problem like this and you're not really sure how to do it. There are help buttons on the side. There's a help me solve this. This will walk through the steps to this particular problem. It's interactive, so you have to type things in. But what happens is when you're through there, it gives you a different problem. Okay? So most students will use view an example, and it gives you an example different than the one up here. It doesn't require you to type items in. It just walks through how to solve that particular problem. And then you can close it, or you can work on it at the same time. As you go through the steps in the example, you can also work on this one. You can look at the textbook. If you click on textbook, it will take you to the section in the textbook that has to do with that type of problem, so you can read about it. StatCrunch, that's what we'll be using, the package that we'll be using. If you click on StatCrunch, it'll take you to the actual StatCrunch, where you can do some items there. Tech Help. There's a TI graphing calculator tutorial video for this particular one. It'll go through the basics. Now what I've done, instead of having you to have, you don't have to come in here and look at these, I've actually made calculator problems or calculator videos for the types of problems you'll have. There's a connect to a tutor. There's a print. If you hit print, it'll give you the option to print that question only or print the entire homework assignment. So you can work on it any time and then come back and enter your answers later. And there's an Ask My Instructor key that will send me an email, and you type your question in, tell me what you worked on, click on send, and it will send me the email with your question and a link to the problem that you're working on. Now the reason why that's important is because this regenerates problems, so everybody's working on a different homework assignment. Your problem 21 and one of your classmates' problem number 21 are the same type, but the numbers are completely different. So these are all the help keys at your disposal while you go through homework. When you're taking a quiz, oh, by the way, you can close out. It automatically saves your answers. These little icons out here tell you when there's a video or an animation that go with that particular problem to learn the content. What happens on quizzes and tests, I don't have one, I think there's a practice one in here. They look the same. Let's see, if we look at the Chapter 1 review quiz, they look the same, but there are no help keys on the side. So you can go through and answer questions on the quizzes. And as you answer questions, what you can do, you have a time limit on quizzes of 90 minutes, but you can work on 3 or 4 questions, put your answers in, and then just close the window, and then that will stop time. Okay, and you'll get a little thing like this that says incomplete. This isn't where your quiz is housed actually, they'll show up here. So you can go back in and keep working on it over time for the 90 minutes, but it's spread out over time. And when you're completely ready, then you click on submit and it will grade the whole thing at once. So you can work on your quizzes through time. You have 2 tries for each quiz, so you can submit, you can review it, and then if you want to try for a better score, you can take a quiz again, but it'll be a completely different quiz and all the questions are scrambled. So when you click on the quizzes and tests button, you do see all these down here. Those aren't the actual quizzes for the class. Those are for you to practice. So I'm going to go in here and just pick out, not tons of these, but I'll probably put in some chapter reviews so that you can review for your quizzes in here. All right, the study plan I don't really use, so there is no, you don't have to do the study plan whatsoever. I do keep grades in here, however. So the grade book will go through anything you've completed. It'll tell you your number correct and your score, the date that you worked on it, and the time spent. And then if you want to review your homework after it's timed out, you can click on review and go to your homework and look at it again. Okay. So that's the grade book. When you, I also keep grades in here. So when you click on show overall score, it'll tell you your percentage so far. So mine is 6.3% because I've only tried one homework. All right, there's a StatCrunch key. This will take us to the actual StatCrunch, and there's technology videos that go with the things we're going to use StatCrunch for, and data sets from your text. So more about that in a later video. The book is here. There's tools for success that just give you some other applets, StatCrunch, some StatCrunch video tutorials here. But again, I made them and put everything that we needed in there. Sometimes there's so much information it's just a little overwhelming. Okay, but there's some tools for success in there, multimedia library. So if you want to look at purchase options. Okay, so it does, you can purchase an unbound version of your text at a discounted price. So that might be a better price than the Yavapai bookstore, I'm not sure. So go through and click on and just explore the course and the chapter contents and how to do the homework. Okay, so this is all of our quizzes and all of our homework will be completed in MymathLab.